swinging in, and it's a fair ball, and Wayzata wins it. Champlin Park back to state for the third straight year.
Hello and welcome to Sports Jam on CCX. I'm Jay Wilcox.
And I'm John Jacobson. This week on the show, highlights from playoff football, volleyball, and soccer. Plus, we'll bring you inside the world of high school bowling in our Sports Jam Spotlight.
Let's start, though, with state cross country. Snow didn't hit Northfield as hard Friday like it did the metro area. That made for dry but cold conditions at the state meet on Saturday. The Class AA girls out first at 10 a.m. for their 5,000-meter race. Wayzata and Maple Grove, the local teams in the event. After an 8th place finish last year, Emily Covert of Minneapolis Washburn is this year's winner. She crosses in a time of 17 minutes 30 seconds. The top local finisher is Emma Atkinson of Wayzata, who places third behind Covert and Farmington's Anna Fensky. Coming up in the middle in blue is the Trojans' Carolyn Sasson. Sasson places 7th overall as the Wayzata wins the girls' team title. The Class AA boys race is next at St. Olaf, with Wayzata coming in as favorites to defend their team title. Khalid Hussein, runner-up a year ago, wins this year as he comes in with a time of 15:22.6 to win by 9 seconds. The next Wayzata runner is Blake Bisey. He finishes 9th overall, with Grant Matthews, Anders Sonneson, Andrew Brandt, and Mitchell Tolander all finishing in the top 25 to give the Trojans another state championship. Here's what the top local finishers had to say after their races.
So it was cold today, but I wore like shorts, so it was warm enough for that. And this is personally my favorite kind of weather because I don't know, I feel like I do the best in this kind of weather. That's our goal the whole year, was to get the team title. So
it's all thanks to my team, Shirley. You know, the rest of the guys, Blake, Andrew, Mitch, Anders, Sharp, all those guys. You know, and the rest of the team, of course, it's all really thanks to my teammates and my coaches and kind of support. Yeah.
Here's a look at the final results. The Wayzata boys easily take the team title, their 4th title in the past 5 seasons. Stillwater is 2nd, followed by Edina. Wayzata's girls beat out Lake Conference rival and defending champ Edina. Wayzata was also champ in 2012, 13, and 14. St. Michael Albertville places 3rd. In the Class A boys meet, Heritage Christian Academy places 13th. Perham is team champ there, with Matt Steiger of La Crescent winning individually.
Now to football and playoff action. Maple Grove aimed for a road win in the second round in Class 6A. Snow football as the Crimson played at Roseville. It's a good start for Maple Grove. A big hole for Evan Hull to run through, and he scores on a 20-yard run to make it 14-0 Crimson. Hull on his way to a big night. Roseville battles back. This strike from Luke Bochert is Zachary Andrade from the corner of the end zone, and it's tied up at 14. Maple Grove, though, keeps scoring. Joe Raymond takes the handoff on the jet sweep and gets in for the touchdown. The Crimson lead 28-14 at halftime. To the 4th quarter, and Justin Stolp on the run. Watch him bulldoze through a tackler, and he doesn't stop until he's in the end zone on a 41-yard scoring play. And this touchdown makes it 34-14 Crimson. And Hull is unstoppable, finishing 3 yards short of 400 for the game. Maple Grove wins at 41-28. Crimson executed the running game to perfection.
I think so. Absolutely, that was the game plan. I think our team gets a little rowdy when the snow comes out. Nothing new. It's the 5th time we're going to state, so now what we got to prepare for is this next week and facing whoever we got to face.
Maple Grove now meets St. Michael Albertville in the quarterfinals, and they don't have to travel far. Park Center High School, the site, Thursday night.
Cooper carried a perfect 9-0 record into the Section 5 5A title game. The Hawks were aiming for their 2nd state appearance in school history. A winter wonderland as St. Louis Park visits Cooper. Orioles quarterback Johnny Sorensen scores on the short run. St. Louis Park grabs a 7-0 lead in the first quarter. Late in the first half, Cameron King throws deep and the defender falls as Adrian Adams hauls it in, but the extra point is blocked and Cooper trails it 7-6 at the half. A huge play here. Phoenix Sproles makes the catch, but it's stripped by Riley Dvorak just short of the goal line. And the Orioles recover in the end zone. A big near miss that haunts Cooper. Late in the game, Park goes on a long drive, and Sorensen eludes the rush and hits McCabe Dvorak for the touchdown to make it 13-6 Orioles. But after a huge kickoff return, Cooper answers. King throwing to Pedro Amusu, and he gets in for the score with just over a minute left. That makes it 13-12. And Cooper goes for 2 and the lead, but Ante Burns is stuffed short of the end zone. St. Louis Park shocks Cooper 13-12 to qualify for the state playoffs for the first time ever.
Champlin Park had a tough draw. They met top-ranked Eden Prairie in the second round of the 6A playoffs. Rebels showed up and they played well. Captains meeting on a snow-covered field for the coin flip. Third quarter of action would be Eagles leading 7-3. Cole Kramer calls his own number, rolls out, and gets to the end zone for a touchdown. Eden Prairie leads it 14-3. The Rebels respond with a long drive, capped off by a Devin Gray 1-yard touchdown run. And this score pulls Champlin Park within 14-10. They trail 20-10 after 3. Fourth quarter, and the Rebels cut the deficit to 3 when Joey Folds on the option pitches it to Ernest Wardlow. Senior fights his way to the end zone. His score makes it a 20-17 game. Coach Mike Grant's Eagles put together another scoring drive. Antonio Montero scores, and it's 27-17 Eden Prairie. The Rebels do not give up. Folds with a short pass to Wardlow, and look at this run after the catch. Spinning, breaking tackles, and getting to the end zone. It's a 35-yard scoring play. The Rebels back to within 3 again, 27-24. But the Eagles are able to close it out. Solo Palanenko runs one in for a score with just over a minute to play. Champlin Park plays well, but it's number 1, Eden Prairie, advancing with a 34-24 win.
Defending 6A champion Totino Grace also went on the road Friday night. The Eagles found the going a little tough. The Eagles playing a good Lakeville North team. The Panthers lost to the Eagles in the 2016 playoffs, but not this year. Roger Nelson slips into the end zone off right tackle for a 2-yard touchdown on Lakeville's first series of the game. It's 7-0 Panthers midway through the first. Up 14-0 in the third, Brian Curtis Jr. goes right up the middle on a 10-yard touchdown run to make it 21-0 Lakeville North, as the Panthers prove tough to stop in the run game. Early in the fourth quarter, the Eagles put points on the board. Joey Linders burrows in from a yard out, just getting in for a touchdown, but there's not a lot for Eagles fans to cheer about in this one. Nelson goes 41 yards to score his third rushing touchdown of the game. Lakeville North wins 42-7. Grace finishes the season with a 6-4 record.
And so, Jay, one local team standing in football, Maple Grove.
That's right. We've gotten a little spoiled in recent years. We've had a lot of teams going on farther, but Maple Grove STMA, that looks like a really good one coming up this week. Next up, section volleyball finals, plus a recap of the state soccer tournament when Sports Jam continues. Welcome back to Sports Jam.
The state volleyball tournament starts Thursday in St. Paul. 2 teams from the area qualified for the Class 3A journey. Hopkins, the top seed in Section 6-3A, faced third-seeded Benilde St. Margarets for the section title. First set, and after a Jane Nelson dig, Benilde Sophie Hathaway blocks Tara Lee at the net, give the Red Knights a 17-14 lead. But the Royals rally late in the set. Lee gets up to block Maisie Jackson's attack. Hopkins wins the first set 25-23. In set 2, the Royals with a late comeback again, capped by a kill from Nicole Class. It's a 26-24 final and a 2-set-to-none lead for Hopkins. But Benilde plays a strong third set. Skya Faber delivers a kill here for a point. Coach Fong Long's Red Knights are still in it. They win at 25-19. After falling behind 21-9 in the fourth set, Benilde goes on an improbable 11-0 run, which includes this float shot for a kill from Hathaway. But the Royals hang on to win. Anna Erickson with a kill late in the set. Hopkins wins their third straight Section 6-3A title. And we'll hear from the Royals later in the show. Hopkins received the 4th seed for the state tournament. They face 5th seed Prior Lake in the quarterfinals Thursday morning at 9 o'clock. Champlin Park's volleyball team played an epic 5-set matches against Wayzata in each of the past 2 Section 5 3A finals. The top-seeded Rebels got all they could handle last week when they met third-seeded St. Michael Albertville for the title. First set, the Rebels' Izzy Ashburn gets the right side block for a 12-9 lead. Then later in the set, it's Brianna Gore serving. Emma Schmidt and Sammy Hilly tip down the overpass. Champlin Park wins the first set 25-21. Second set is wild. Lexi Nelson with a back set to Evie Harrington. Her kill gives the Knights a 10-9 lead. Back and forth this one goes until Ashburn's attack goes off the block and out. And Champlin Park wins 30-28 and they lead 2 sets to none. For the Knights, do not quit. Nelson with a great dig, and then Syra Tanshin knocks it down for a point. STMA takes the set 25-23. Fourth set, Nelson sets it to Samantha Palmer. She delivers a big swing and kill, and STMA wins 25-22, and this one goes to 5. Big momentum swings within this set, too. Palmer's hit is blocked, but the ball goes out, and the Knights are up 10-7. Champlin Park rallies. Ashburn to Hannah Pratsky in the middle for a point that gives the Rebels a 12-10 lead. And Schmidt comes up with some huge attacks and kills down the stretch, including the match-winning point, giving the Rebels a 15-12 win and sending them back to the state tournament for a 4th straight year.
They were digging us like no other. They are a really good team, and we just had to keep going and keep swinging. I think that helped our confidence a lot. We needed to push together, and the fact that it went to 5, we had to push.
It was crazy. We went into the first 2 sets with a lot of energy, and then they just kind of took it from us. But in the 5th game, we really stuck together, and we just pulled it out.
3 seed for the Class 3A tournament. They meet unseeded Moorhead in the quarterfinals Thursday morning at 11 at the XL Center.
3 soccer teams from the area played in state title games last week. That included the Wayzata boys in Class AA. Wayzata meeting Stillwater in a rematch of last year's AA title game. Wayzata's Stuart Sane drives a long shot, but keeper Fred LeClaire makes a diving save to keep it 0-0 at halftime. In the second half, Adi Badi drives a long ball into the box. Patrick Weah redirects it in for the Trojans as they take a 1-0 lead in the 54th minute. Later in the game, Spencer Scott with a hard shot, but Danny Welshons makes the stop for the Trojans. Then under a minute to play, Weah gets a steal near midfield, and he sends it to Ethan Wagner for a breakaway. Wagner outweights LeClaire and drives the shot home with 16 seconds left. Wayzata wins its 3rd state championship with a 2-0 win.
One of our goals was to make it difficult, like Coach said, and we made it difficult for everything we played. And that came from practice, like the energy in practice, and when we were hanging out together too, we were good friends and stuff.
The Totino Grace boys soccer team went through the Northwest Suburban Conference season with a perfect record. That helped get the Eagles ready for some tough section and state matches, and they face St. Thomas Academy in the Class A final. Stevenson Lamar gets the Eagles on the board with this header as Totino Grace grabs a 1-0 lead just 8 minutes in. Goalkeeper Philip Ronza helps to preserve the lead as he'll win the race to the ball here and knock it away from the Cadets attacker here. Maybe the biggest save of the match goes to Eagles defender number 16, Xavier Savard, as he'll stop a point-blank shot by the Cadets to keep the Eagles in the lead. Totino Grace wins its 1st state championship in boys soccer since 2004 with a 1-0 victory over St. Thomas Academy.
Last spring, we came up with the slogan, "I am because we are," and the purpose of that is that none of us can be our best selves without one another. And to have seniors who literally live that out is enormous.
Maple Grove's girls also qualified for state. The Crimson, in their first ever state tournament appearance, reached the final, and they faced Eagan for the Class AA championship. First half, Zaya Allen takes the free kick for Maple Grove. Beautiful header by Meredith Hawkinson for the goal. Gives the Crimson a 1-0 lead. Late in the first half, the Wildcats draw even. Jessica Van Wyck's free kick just under the crossbar and in to make it 1-1. Second half, same score. High ball into the box, misplayed by the Eagan keeper, Megan Pauschko, but she scrambles back, robs Lauren Bredensteiner of what looked to be a sure goal. And a heartbreaking end for MG. Eagan gets a corner kick with under 10 seconds to play. Ellen Pagoyas gets the goal. Eagan gets the state title with a 2-1 victory.
A tough ending, but still a great season for the Crimson, John. Also, the Wayzata girls placed third in AA, so congratulations to them.
A lot of good highlights down at US Bank Stadium last week. Next up in our Sports Jam Spotlight, we'll take you to the bowling lanes for a look at a local high school league that is thriving. A total of 43 athletic and activity programs are recognized by the Minnesota State High School League at their member schools. Several others fall under the club sport or activity category. Enter high school bowling, the subject of this week's Sports Jam Spotlight.
Max Rohr says he first bowled at age 2. By age 5, he was in a league. Now a senior at Maple Grove High School, Max is in his 6th year with the Crimson bowling team. He also competes in junior tournaments on the weekend. And make no mistake, the sport is a huge part of Max's life.
Bowling's everything. Obviously, besides education, bowling is my life. It's really made just everything possible. It's given me so many opportunities as a scholar, as a bowler, as a volunteer.
Max's younger sister Hannah is also in the Crimson program, which includes 16 bowlers split between a varsity and 2 junior varsity squads. The team has grown in numbers, and getting new bowlers out is something Max really likes.
I actually love having new people come in and bowl. We had four seniors this year, that decided to come and bowl. So they only had 1 year to really take part in it, but it's amazing to just have more people come out and just get into this sport.
Abigail Hockey is one of those new people of the sport. The freshman bowls JV for the Crimson. And for parents like her dad, Chris, seeing his daughter succeed as part of the team has been a joy.
When she found out that it was a possibility to actually go out for a team and do it, she did. And she told me on the way to the very first day, I'm not any good, I'm really embarrassed. But the one thing I'll never forget is she walked up to the line and bowled in front of everybody, in front of strangers for the first time, and got a strike. She's probably gotten 5 strikes since then, but on that first one she got a strike and it changed everything. It's been a great experience.
I have met a lot of great people through the sport, not just in the schools that we compete in regularly, but all across the state, from anywhere from Faribault to Duluth to Fergus Falls. I have friends all over the state that compete just through bowling.
The Northwest Metro Conference is home to 6 teams this year, including Osseo. Senior Rebecca Kelso has bowled on the Orioles team since 8th grade and enjoys the camaraderie and competition associated with the sport, this league in particular.
It's been lots of fun getting to know people, and just everyone gets along really well. It's like we're like one big family kind of, you know. There's always lots of sportsmanship from different teams and your own team. When you play against people, you get fist bumps, high fives, lots of fun. I mean, there's always times you get stressed out when it's not going the way you wanted it to go, but you have teammates to cheer you on.
Val Manny has served as conference coordinator since the early 1980s and helps ensure the league remains a place for healthy competition.
All of our coaches are very like-minded in how we address dealing with the kids and how we coach, and the sportsmanship and leadership aspects of the game, and it goes on court and off court, so to speak.
Bowling does fly under the radar at a lot of schools. While Max says the team's new club status at Maple Grove has given the Crimson team more publicity there, Rebecca says it's still not known much at Osseo.
Whenever the school year starts and people ask the questions to get to know people in class, I always bring up the fact that I'm the captain for the bowling team and been bowling on Osseo, and they're like, we have a team? And it's like, yeah, it's been around for like 30 plus years, so I mean, it's not something new. It's just that sometimes you just have to find the right people that know about it.
And there is bowling beyond high school for some of the best here. Both Rebecca and Max say they will bowl in college. Max recently committed to Mount Mercy University in Iowa, where he'll receive scholarship money for bowling and academics. He's already looking ahead to life after college, giving back to the sport that's given him so much.
I want to give back to the sport of bowling, and I want to become a marketing director for a bowling company, like the main one like Storm or Ebonite International. I want to just give back to the sport of bowling, become a coach, and apply what I know from bowling and marketing and really sell the products.
Maple Grove won the conference varsity tournament last Friday. The Crimson is now qualified for the state tournament December 2nd and 3rd at Flaherty's Bowl in Arden Hills. Jay talks volleyball with the state tournament-bound Hopkins Royals next.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. The Hopkins Royals are headed back to the state volleyball tournament for a third straight year. And we're joined by three of the players that helped to get it done, starting with Tara Lee. You know, how special is this to do this in your senior year and win the section again?
You know, going into the season, that was like one of my main goals was to win our section and get back to state. And it just feels so amazing to be able to go back and do that this year.
Some new faces in the lineup this year. How much has this team grown from mid-August until now, would you say?
This team has grown so much. Like, we have so many new players on this team, and just I'm really proud of how they've adjusted and how they've like really contributed to our team this year.
Pretty fun atmosphere here in the section final, pretty loud crowd and everything, and it got a little interesting in the fourth set, but is that something that'll help you guys heading into state to kind of have to face a little adversity like that too?
Yeah, you know, like especially for the newer players, it was good to get them in that atmosphere now rather than to just bring it on at state. So it's always good to have a big crowd, and it's always good to have people rooting for you. So I think that energy is really going to help us at the state tournament.
Good luck at state, Tara. Thanks.
Thank you.
And Anna Erickson, your team coming through with another section title. You know, and obviously this year a little bit of a slower start, and you're working in new players in the lineup and everything. But how proud are you of this group to come this far?
I'm so proud. Just in the past 2 weeks of practice, we've improved so much. So I knew we were ready to come into this match.
You guys kind of took control early in this one. Even though the first two sets were close, you know, you come out on top. How much did that help to set the tone?
It helped a lot. Like, we just brought a lot more energy and communication out to the beginning, and that shows like how much that helps.
Vanille took the third, but you guys came right back and kind of took control early in the fourth set. You know, what was the talk in the huddles between those two sets?
It was kind of like, we just kind of like respected them more. Like, they just took a set off. Like, that showed how much more we have to fight and come back in the fourth set, and that's what we did.
All right, thanks so much for joining us. Congrats on the section title.
Thank you.
And Jane Nelson, another senior. You know, how special is it when it's your last time and you know it's, you know, one more time to go to state?
It's so awesome. I wouldn't want to end my senior season with any other group of people, and to go back to state, there's nothing better.
You guys seem like you played pretty well in this section tournament, which, you know, it was something that was important, I think, to heading into state to build momentum too, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we really did play well. We've been working really hard in practice, just solidifying things that we've been working on all season, and I think we're ready to go give people a run for their money at state.
Well, as we said, some new players, but some who have been there before, like yourself. You know, how much does that help to just have been over at the XL? Obviously, it's a lot bigger arena and everything.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of student sections at state that'll yell at you like BSMs did, so it was kind of fun to be back in that atmosphere. It's great to have fans here rooting for us and rooting against us. Gives you a little motivation.
Thanks so much for joining us, Jane. Have fun in the tournament.
Thank you so much.
All right, Jane Nelson, one of the seniors helping Hopkins reach the state volleyball tournament for this third consecutive season. We'll be back to put the finishing touches on Sports Jam, but first it's a look at our plays of the week.
Wins the section. Champlin Park wins, and they're back to state again.
Is that Beavis? Beavis. Yeah. They weren't even alive when Beavis was a thing.
A great week of sports. That will do it for this week's show.
Next time round, section swimming and state volleyball plus Maple Grove football. We'll see you then.